I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw that Nick Fuentes dined at Mar-A-Lago with the president. I thought for sure this is not true. I could believe that Kanye dined there. Trump is all about, he only sees you through one prism, and it is, how do you feel about him? That's it. And so I wouldn't expect Trump to care about Kanye's anti-Semitic comments, despite the fact that Trump has a Jewish daughter and a Jewish son-in-law. Kanye, as Trump later said in a statement, has been good to Trump. So Trump is good to Kanye, and he had him at Mar-a-Lago. But the fact that Trump's handlers or whomever, or if there are no handlers, then Trump himself has allowed a system to be in place where Nick Fuentes could get within 10 feet, as I said, of the former president of the United States is downright alarming. We've done a deep dive on this guy in preparation for today. We've done a lot of reporting on him in the past. There is no question this is a raging anti-Semite and white nationalist, though he denies the latter. And Trump is now basically saying, well, I didn't know him. So how are people supposed to process this before we get into the details on this guy?
Well, he's a revolting individual, and I regret that I know who he is, or you know who he is, or anyone knows who he is, because his contributions to the United States and the world in general are next to nil. He should not have been near a former president. He shouldn't be anywhere near anyone who wants to represent the whole country, which is the role that the president is obliged to play. But I would ask even those people who have defended Trump here, and I don't think their defenses are convincing, people who have said it's not his fault, he didn't know, this guy snuck past, or it doesn't matter, why you continue to put all your trust and faith in Donald Trump when he just seems to cause endless distractions. What did this do for America? What did this do for conservatism? What did this do for the Republican Party? Once again, we are talking about Donald Trump, not because he made a Supreme Court pick or said something everyone has been thinking, or pulled out of the Paris Climate Accord and thereby engendered all sorts of criticism from the press. We're talking about him because he did something at worst terrible and at best careless. And I just hope that people have tired of this at long last.
I don't know if they've tired of it, but I think people should understand that it's a very big deal. It is a big deal. I realize Trump is not sitting in the White House right now, but he's already declared his candidacy. He's an ex-president, and he's beloved by huge sections of the country. And it does no one any good to pretend that Nick Fuentes is anyone other than the man we know him to be, who is a 24-year-old aspiring David Duke. I mean, this guy's anti-Semitic and pro-white comments, to the exclusion of all other groups, go way back. And look, the thing about Shapiro is what first brought him into my orbit, because I'm friends with Ben, and it was downright alarming. A couple years ago, he put out a video of himself, this Fuentes guy, playing the game Grand Theft Auto, and someone in a yarmulke went by in the game, and he ran him over. And then I think there was a second video where he attacked that figure again, and Fuentes celebrated it, saying, "Oh look, I just killed Ben Shapiro," and was gleeful about it. And then he tried to get in Ben Shapiro's face, wanting to know why Ben didn't want to debate him. Well, Ben's weird like that. When you threaten his life and pretend to murder him, he doesn't really want to stand across from you on a stage, especially when no one knows who the hell you are at this point. And everybody knows who Ben Shapiro is. So this is the history of this guy. And then you hear him going out on his own show and talking about the way he sees the Holocaust and the 6 million Jews who were killed in it. By the way, as I mentioned at the top of the show, just came back from the Anne Frank Museum. Deeply stirring, disturbing, moving, and a firsthand reminder of what Jews in Europe had to go through as a result of that time frame, and how so many people stood by and watched it happen. Nick Fuentes is still denying it, though he does it with a giggle. Here's a sample of this guy who dined with Trump last week, SOT 7.
Max says, if I take 1 hour to cook a batch of cookies, and Cookie Monster has 15 ovens, working 24 hours a day, every day for 5 years, How long does it take Cookie Monster to make 6 million batches of cookies? I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. It certainly wouldn't be 5 years, right? The math doesn't seem to add up there. The math doesn't quite seem to add up there. I don't think you'd result in 6 million, maybe 200 to 300,000 cookies.
My God, Charles.
I mean, he's an idiot. The absolute least that anyone in any position of influence or authority can do is not hang out with that guy. And you focused quite rightly on his racism and his anti-Semitism. He also says utterly appalling things about women. He said in the past that the Taliban has it right and that women are essentially chattel. We have in this country a profoundly robust First Amendment, and we should. We, unlike most countries, are not going to arrest Nick Fuentes for saying what he just did. And I support that. As grotesque as I find everything he says and does, I support that. But when
it's not illegal to be a racist, misogynistic, anti-Semitic person. It's just illegal to actually make employment decisions and so on it.
But when you have the system that America has, when you allow pretty much all speech, you have a heightened responsibility to oppose the people who speak like that. You have a heightened responsibility to refuse to associate with them and to call them out. And that doesn't just apply to former presidents or CEOs or radio hosts. That applies to everybody. We in America are supposed to do with our society what other countries try to do with their laws. And Donald Trump has spectacularly failed here. He has rendered himself, in my view, ineligible to be the president of the United States again, just with this act. This guy is revolting. He's a repudiation of the pluralist country in which we live and in which we aspire to live. And, you know, if nothing else should convince people that Trump is now really living out a little soap opera on the margins that is divorced from the movement he claims to represent, it should be this.
It's the Christmas and holiday season and time for gift giving, parties with friends and family, and for getting compliments everywhere you go, we hope. Thanks to the fact that you look years younger, courtesy of Genucel. Millions love Genucel's products, and for good reason. From now through Christmas, Genucel's most popular package, all their best stuff, is 70% off at Genucel.com. Treat yourself and a loved one to the absolute best skincare in the world. See those troubling forehead lines, fine lines, skin redness, puffy bags, puffiness, even a sagging jawline disappear right before your eyes with Genucel's most popular collection. With its immediate effects product, you can see results in less than 12 hours guaranteed, or you can get your money back. And included in every most popular package is your free hyaluronic acid serum for skin hydration that will restore your youthful appearance. Visit Genucel.com/MK now. Enter my special promo, MK, for an additional 10% off your entire order. Every order today is instantly upgraded to free express shipping, so nothing to worry about in terms of getting it before the holidays. Genucel.com/MK60. That's GENUCEL.com/MK60. Genucel.com/MK60. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.